As always, it is so great to have you here, and I hope you're all staying safe and healthy out there. Anyways, today we have such an exciting show as we're making a recipe that's going to promise to fill you with so much goodness. We're talking Spanish cabbage and chickpeas. This is known as col con garbanzos. And let me tell you, this dish is filled with so many simple yet delicious flavors, made with basic everyday ingredients, and the best part, done in a little over 30 minutes using just one pan. Folks, serve this dish as a side or even as a main course, as it certainly has enough protein. Either way, make sure to enjoy it next to a bottle of Spanish red wine, more specifically from the region of Valdepeñas. You're gonna have yourself a fabulous meal. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. The Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients like queso manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the basic pantry staples you need, such as sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which we're going to use in today's recipe, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings. And they even offer classic grilling systems that way you can always perfectly cook your paella. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure you use coupon code on a fork during checkout for 10% off your order. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat. You can also use a stock pot here if you like. And add in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 45 milliliters. Make sure you use the good stuff here. This is the base fat of the dish and what truly flavors the ingredients. Leave me to get the Spanish one I'm using from Andalusia in the description box below. While the oil is heating, I'm going to finely chop 1 medium-sized onion and roughly chop 5 cloves of garlic. I'm using a typical yellow onion, but you can use whatever type of onion you like. Then we'll add the chopped ingredients into the hot fry pan, and we'll mix them around. That way they're all coated in the olive oil. And as you know, I like to mix this around continuously. That way everything evenly sautés. After about 4 minutes, and the onions are slightly translucent, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of sherry vinegar, which is 15 milliliters. You can also use red wine vinegar or even apple cider vinegar. We'll also add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams. 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, which is 1 gram. 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 2 grams. And 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, which is a little over 1/2 gram. And we'll give it a quick mix. And I tell you, by adding in the spices and herbs right now and lightly sauteing them, it's going to make them nice and fragrant. Then we'll add in 1/2 cup of tomato sauce, which is 120 grams. As always, I made my sauce by finely grating fresh tomatoes, but you can also use canned tomato sauce here, which is similar to passata. And season with a kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together, and then simmer it for a few minutes. While tomato sauce is simmering, let's start prepping the cabbage. I'm going to start by removing 1 to 2 of the outer leaves from a head of green cabbage. Size of the head that I'm using is 1 kilogram, which is about 2¼ pounds. For this recipe, I'm only going to use half of the head. Then we'll cut it in half. Cut the half into 2 evenly sized pieces. Chop off the core from each piece. And thinly slice the cabbage. And then we'll add the sliced cabbage into a colander and rinse it under some water. Alright, let's move back to the fry pan. After simmering the tomato sauce for about 5 minutes, you can see it's slightly thickened. We'll add in the sliced cabbage and gently push down on it. That way it's compacted into the pan. And then we'll place the lid on the pan and simmer this for a few minutes. After about 4 minutes, you can see the volume of the cabbage has slightly gone down. I'm going to add in 2 cans of chickpeas that have already been drained and rinsed. Size of the cans that I'm using are 15.5 ounces, which is about 440 grams each. Then we'll season with another kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. and 2 cups of water, which is 480 milliliters. You can also use veggie broth here, or even chicken broth if you like. I just prefer to use the water in this recipe, that way that liquid doesn't overpower the flavors of the dish. And we'll turn it up to a high heat and give it a gentle mix. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid back on the pan and lower the fire to a low heat, and we're going to simmer this between 5 to 10 minutes until that cabbage is just tender. After 5 to 10 minutes and the cabbage is nice and tender, this is ready to go. And I tell you, don't want to overcook the cabbage, otherwise it's going to end up with a mushy texture. At this point, I'm going to remove the pan from the heat, transfer some of the mixture into a shallow bowl, and garnish with fresh parsley. Check it out, our Spanish cabbage and chickpeas is done. Easy to make, simple everyday ingredients, and all done in a little over 30 minutes using just one pan. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again folks, col con garbanzos, and I tell you, I should have used a stock pot to make this dish. We had some tight quarters in that pan, but hey, we made it work. Either way, let's see how this tastes. Moment of truth. Here we go. There you go. This right here is truly food for the soul. So many great flavors in there. The cabbage is beautifully cooked with absolutely no mush. It's got a bite to it. The chickpeas add the protein. The rest of the ingredients taking this to the next level. Easy to make, heart healthy. Give it a try at home. Once again, as a side or even as a main course. You're the kind of food that with each bite gonna make you feel like $1,000,000. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Emily Hamilton, Manuel J. Rosales, and Britt Saunders. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.